sometimes life feels like it's a sprint and we're just trying to keep up. We've all been there juggling endless tasks, but your soul deserves a breather. So how about a retreat for the soul? It isn't just a fancy getaway, it's a mindset shift. It's about finding the calm in the middle of any chaos. When you're playing catch up with life, that's when it's time for a mindset shift. Of course, you don't realise it at that moment, but when you do, just know that you're not alone. In today's world, finding moments of peace can often feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. We're torn in every direction. That's why we need a retreat for the soul right in the middle of our daily chaos. Have you ever had one of those days where everything feels overwhelming? It starts when you're late for an appointment, or you forgot something that needs to be done right now, or when your to-do list seems endless and you keep adding to it. You feel overwhelmed before the day is even underway. Well, I've had those days, and I remember running on empty, but one afternoon in May, I'd had enough. I was depleted and I just couldn't do any more. I needed some me time. I'd been going for way too long, and I needed to stop and have a break. So I decided to take that break and just step outside for a while. I found a quiet spot in my backyard where the sun warmed my skin. I closed my eyes and just listened to the birds chirping. In that moment, I felt a wave of calm and peaceful emptiness wash over me. It felt so good. I wasn't worried about my to-do list or what I wasn't going to get done, nor was I in a hurry to go anywhere or talk to anyone at all. That was all gone. It was as if I had stumbled upon a little piece of heaven right there in my backyard. Of course, it didn't last, but that simple act of pausing and connecting with nature became my own personal retreat for the soul. It reminded me that peace is always within reach, even in the middle of chaos. I think a retreat for the soul is essential for all of us. Our lives are so filled with responsibilities and deadlines and endless to-do lists that we often neglect our mental and emotional well-being. This neglect often leads to burnout, stress, and a sense of disconnection from ourselves. That's when everything suffers, our relationships, our business, and our health. I've found that by intentionally creating those moments of peace, we can look after our soul and find some balance and peace in the process. So you might be wondering how to create this retreat without booking a flight to a remote island. And that would be nice too. The good news is you don't need to go anywhere. Your retreat can be as simple as setting aside time each day for activities to nourish your soul. Here are some to get you started. Mindful mornings. Begin your day with a few minutes of meditation and deep breathing. This practice can set a positive tone for the rest of your day. Take nature walks. A stroll in a nearby park or garden. Sit under a big, beautiful tree. Nature has a way of calming our minds and rejuvenating our spirits. Creative expression. Take up activities like painting, writing, dancing, a musical instrument, whatever floats your boat. These creative outlets can be incredibly therapeutic, and they're good for your brain, especially as you age. How about a digital detox? Set boundaries with technology. Turn your phone off at night. Set specific times to unplug and just focus in the present moment. I think the key to these activities, though, is consistency. They're like exercising a muscle. You know, the more often you lift weights, the better the muscle memory, and the more favourably your body responds, giving you more energy, feeling stronger, and having a much clearer mind. Well, this is the same with all exercises, including those for the mind. That's why we call it a practice. But a retreat for the soul isn't just about solitude, it's also about connecting with others in a meaningful way, because human connection is a really powerful and necessary tool for healing and growth, as long as it's an uplifting connection, of course. So make time for relationships with the people you love to be around. Share your thoughts, listen actively, and be truly present and offer support, because that's difficult to come by these days. It'll give you a sense of belonging and it'll fill you up on the inside. Another key element of your soul retreat is gratitude. Practice gratitude. It can shift your focus from what's lacking to what's working in your life. That's a big shift. Each day, take a moment to reflect on 3 things that you're grateful for. Breathe them in, smile inwardly. This simple practice can transform your mindset and lift your mood. Of course, creating a retreat for the soul isn't without its challenges. Life will always throw curveballs your way. But remember, it's not about eliminating stress entirely, it's about managing it effectively. So when obstacles pop up, you can reframe them with a solution-based mindset. Know that any obstacles are there for your benefit and ask yourself, how can I grow from this experience? This perspective turns every challenge into an opportunity for growth and helps you reframe your whole life. This is a journey, so keep in mind that finding peace is a continual process. It's not difficult and it'll get easier over time, but it is a process. There will be days when you feel totally overwhelmed. It happens to all of us, and that's okay. Nothing has gone wrong. You haven't failed, so be gentle with yourself and acknowledge your progress. And celebrate the small victories, the little wins, such as getting that contract signed you've been after, or going to the gym because you promised yourself, or finding that key ingredient to help a stuck client move forward. This is how you keep moving forward. A retreat for the soul doesn't have to wait until you've saved enough money to practice yoga in Bali or have the time to jet set to foreign countries. It's not a distant dream, but a tangible reality that you can create right here, right now. It's how you transform your everyday into a sanctuary of peace. So remember to like, subscribe, and share with somebody who could use some peace in their lives. Your soul's sanctuary is waiting, and it's much, much closer than you think. Your soul deserves some peace, and so do you.